Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. We're gonna get straight into this video. This is another girl talk. I did my very first, was that my first friendship girl talk? Yeah, it was. I did my first friendship girl talk about 2 weeks ago, and you guys definitely requested for me to do another one. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, because we're gonna get straight into it. So let's go. Also, if you have not watched the first video, I am going to leave the link down below in the description box so you guys can check out the first video after you watch this one. So these are 5 more types to stay away from. Number 1, please ladies, I can't stress this enough, stay away from that stingy friend. Stay away from the stingy friend. Like, a friendship is kind of similar to like a relationship, like in the same way. I don't know, some people might not agree. I personally feel like a friendship could sometimes be more intense and have more value than a relationship, you know what I mean? And when you are dealing with a friend that is very stingy, when you're dealing with a friend that doesn't want to spend their money, you know they have the money but don't want to spend it, that type of friend is an annoying friend to deal with. Because especially if you are the type of friend that's a giver, especially if you're the type of friend that like to give to people, you're the type of friend that is very big when it comes to gifts. When you're dealing with a stingy friend, they're not gonna take you into consideration and be like, oh, like this friend here, she always gives for me, like she's always gifted me. A lot of stingy friends would take advantage of the fact that you are always giving to them and just take but never give. Like, they would never give their stuff out. You can literally go to their house and ask them for stuff. They'll be like, oh no girl, like you can't use that, you know. Like, you ever been to a friend's house where like everything is off limits, but when they at your house they running wild and shit, running through all your shit? Or have you ever had a friend that is all up in your fridge every time she come to your house, but when you go to her house you can't even get a water bottle? That's a stingy ass friend. Stingy. And when it comes to stingy people do not have exceptions for their loved ones. Like, a stingy person is a stingy person. And another thing is, and I don't know, y'all might not agree, but I personally feel like being with a stingy friend is kind of equivalent to being with a cheap friend as well. And oh my goodness, I cannot stand cheap friends. Especially when you go on trips with them, they're gonna be wanting to just sit at the resort all day. Not gonna be wanting to do certain things. They're gonna keep bringing up the price of something. That, like, traveling with those, hold on y'all, hold on, I'm sorry y'all, but basically what I was saying was, like, dealing with a stingy friend is not gonna be fun. Like, you know, they're going to count, like, even if they do a favor for you, they're gonna count that favor. They're not gonna want to give. They're also going, like I said before, a stingy friend also coincides with a cheap friend as well. You're dealing with a stingy friend, they can turn cheap. They're not gonna want to pay for certain things. Y'all not gonna have as much fun. I had a cheap friend and it was so annoying dealing with her. Like, it was so freaking annoying. Let me tell you what this girl did. So it was a time where this was a while ago. This was like when we were fresh out of high school. I think we were like freshmen in college or whatnot. I think it was like the winter break and everyone was coming home from colleges, and there was a big kickback that was going on. Like, this kickback was in a hall. It was a big kickback. Everybody been talking about this kickback for months. Now, my friend, she wanted to go to the party and she wanted to go with me and one of her other friends. Now, that day, my friend was taking forever to get ready. I think she had work during the day, and y'all know how sometimes these jobs, they be making you stay longer than what you're supposed to stay. She was supposed to get off at, let's say, 8, 9. But they didn't let her get out till like 10 o'clock. And y'all already know how them flyers be, where they be like, ladies, it's free till 11. Like, you know, after 11 hit, you gotta pay. Ends up getting off late. Mind you, I've been ready. Her other friend been ready. No, she drove to the party. I think I drove to her house, and she ended up driving to the party because the party was near her house. So we get there and it's past 11. So the boys end up making us pay, and we're already there. Like, we're already there, mind you. I had already told her in the car, you do know after 11 girls gotta pay, right? She's like, yeah, I heard something about that. We get to the front door and the boys say, it's only $5 for y'all. And he's like, well, I'm not going, I'm not doing it. So one of the boys in the front, he had like a little mini crush on me. So he told me that he can get us in for $3. Tell me why this girl went to her car and called us from the car. Mind you, we didn't even know she went to the car. Like, me and her friend, we're still standing in the front trying to negotiate prices with the boy. In all honesty, I just kept trying to talk the boy down to see if he could get us in for free, because I knew the boy had a crush on me. And tell me why the boy was like, oh, y'all can come in, y'all can come in. It's cool, y'all can come in. We turn around, I'm like, where this girl at? So I go to the car and I'm like, whatchamacallit, they said we could get in for free, this and that. They said we could get in for free. Like, why'd you go to the car? She was like, oh, well, they didn't say that when I was there, so we went to the front. We went to the front. The boy who liked me went inside the party. So the price went back up to $5. Tell me why we left. She refused. She refused to pay. I was willing to pay the $5. Her friend was willing to pay the $5. She ruined the whole entire night because she didn't want to pay $5. The makeup, the hair that we did. I looked so pretty that night, y'all. I put so much emphasis into my makeup. My hair was popping. My outfit was cute. Drove all the way to your house. And you want to go home because the party is $5 after I had already acknowledged with you in the car that we will possibly have to pay because it's after 11. And let's keep it a buck, we're late because of you. And I know, like, you know, she might have said something along the lines of, oh, well, that don't have nothing to do with me because my job, this and that. No. Me personally, I would have left. I would have been like, I got to go somewhere. Like, my schedule says such and such to such and such. I got to go. So, like, and y'all, it's been many instances where this girl had been like that. And this girl will lie about how much money she has in her bank account. One time I accidentally looked at her shit when she logged in. It was on accident. This girl has so much money. Like, she just cheap. She cheap. When you dealing with a friend like that is cheap, she will ruin plans behind her cheapness. She will be stingy as hell when it comes to doing things for you. She ain't gonna want to do it, especially if money is involved or time is involved. She's not gonna be quick to give. She's always gonna be, and those type of friends, they always want to take. Stay away from the stingy / cheap friend, bro. Just stay away. Like, stay away from that type of friend. Number 2. Stay away from the friend that can't defend you. You always have a friend coming up to you and telling you what your enemies have said about you. If you always have a friend that's coming up to you and saying, oh, such and such said this about you, or such and such said this about you, and then you finally ask them, okay, what did you tell that person? Oh, well, you know, like, I wasn't there to really be able to say anything. Okay, so why do you keep coming up to me telling me that all these people are talking about me, but I don't hear no response about what you said back? I don't hear no response. And why does that person feel so comfortable talking shit about me to you? Obviously engaging with them at the very least. Even if you're not engaging with them, you're entertaining it. You're not stopping them in their tracks. That's why they feel so comfortable to constantly talk about me over and over, not being able to defend me. Or let's say you go out with a friend, right? And let's say that you are not really like let's say that your friend, the friend that you're around, she the type of person where whenever y'all go anywhere, you know, guys want to talk to y'all, up to her because she's very attractive and stuff like that. And let's say that somebody disrespects her, like a guy disrespects her, and she ain't even able to defend you behind that guy. All in the name of a guy. Or let's say that she's dealing with a boyfriend, or she's dealing with a guy that constantly disrespects you, and she not able to speak up and say, hey, don't disrespect my friend. That girl don't respect you. If your friend is not able to respect you in front of other people, in front of strangers, or in front of her man that are disrespecting you, that's not your friend. They don't value you. Because let me tell you something, I don't care how in love I am with I don't care how in love I am with a man. If any of my guys, or any guy that I'm talking to, or any guy that I am in a relationship with disrespects any of my friends, I'm checking him at the front door. What are you talking about? But a lot of these girls, they be valuing men over their friendships. A lot of these girls be valuing what society, how society feels about something over a friendship. You signed up to be a friend with that person. You signed up to be loyal. If you don't know what the word loyalty is, move around me. You can't be friends. Stay away from that friend that can't defend you. Number 3. Ooh, this friend. Oh, man. Y'all, stay away from the narcissistic friend. Now, we're gonna search up what a narcissist is, because narcissistic tendencies, it's a lot. I think it's like 12, right? It's like 12 symptoms to being a narcissist. My honest opinion, you do not need to reach 9 out of 12 tendencies to be classified as a narcissist. Bitch, once you go over number 3, you're a narcissist in my eyes. I don't care what nobody said. I'm gonna just read like a little bit of it. Stay away from the people that always feel like they have a sense of some type of self-importance. That they always feel like they have to be the center of attention. These type of friends will ruin your big day. Let's say that you have a birthday event, right? These type of narcissistic friends will make that birthday about themselves, i.e. they'll probably get into an argument with you, or they'll probably get into an argument with somebody in the party, or they'll probably get into an argument prior to them coming to the party and ruin the party behind the argument that they got into it with that said person. When you are dealing with a narcissistic friend, they like to ruin big events. They like to ruin events where you're supposed to be praised, because a narcissist do not like when the attention is not on them. Narcissistic friends don't like when people are rejoicing someone else. Narcissistic friends don't like when somebody else is able to steal the spotlight for that day or for that minute. And they will do anything in their power to bring the spotlight out onto them, even if it's in a negative manner. If you ever have a big event and your friend decided to confront you about something, or your friend decided to ruin the event behind something so minute, and you're wondering why would she choose today to do it, please understand that 9 times out of 10 your friend is probably a narcissist. And another thing with narcissists is they do not take accountability for anything they did. They do not think they did anything. And it's in being friends with you should not even be friends with a narcissist friend. Like, as soon as she give you them narcissistic tendencies, you need to cut her off, because when you're dealing with a narcissist, they're not able to acknowledge what they did was wrong. So it's gonna be like speaking to a brick wall. Like, even if you confront them about something, you tell them, hey, I don't like how you did ABCD, they're not gonna see it. They don't think the way we think. Like, they don't think the way regular people think. Their brains are able to operate and let them know that they're never wrong. When you're talking to a narcissist friend and you're telling a narcissist friend, oh, I feel like you did ABCD, they're gonna come back with a rebuttal as to why what they did wasn't wrong. When you dealing with a narcissist friend, a lot of narcissists have low self-esteem. As a matter of fact, not a lot. All narcissistic people have low self-esteem. And that's the reason why they like for attention to be on them. That's the reason why they that's the reason why they overcompensate their personality sometimes. Because they like for people to uplift their esteem, because they themselves do not do what they need to do to put in the work to uplift their esteem. They want people surrounding them to uplift their esteem. And when you are dealing with a narcissistic friend that has low self-esteem, if let's say that you getting attention, let's say y'all go out to the club, both of y'all looking good, but this and you know the funny thing, I know some people gonna be like, oh yeah, like some people gonna listen to this video, hear this video, and probably be like, oh, she probably talking about an ugly person. Girl, a narcissistic person can be a fine ass person, but it's all in the mental. If you think you ugly, that's what you gonna think type shit. They can be the most prettiest person ever, they still have low self-esteem. So let's say both of y'all looking really, really good, but let's say y'all go out to the club or something, or y'all go out for drinks or whatnot, and you are getting more attention than them. They will ruin that night, honey. They will ruin that night. All of a sudden they sleepy. Now all of a sudden they want to go home. Now all of a sudden they doing too much. Now they don't want to be there, because they're not getting the attention that they thought they were supposed to be getting. Because as I said before, narcissistic people, they thrive off of people uplifting them. So if they're going into spaces where people are not uplifting them, they're not going to want to be in those spaces. So stay away from narcissistic friends, because they're also going to want to make you feel bad for, you know, wanting to stay. They're going to be like, I'm so tired. Like, I'm telling you, I don't feel good, and you still want to stay. I'm telling you, I have work in the morning. Bitch, you knew you had work in the morning before this event. But if you found a fine guy in this club, you wouldn't want to go home. But now all of a sudden you're not getting no attention and I'm getting attention, now you want to go home. No. Stay away from the friend that does not respect your beliefs or your values. If you constantly have to tell a friend, hey, you're stepping over my boundaries, and they continue to do it over and over again, or they want to come up with an excuse as to why they do it, or they want to say, well, you did this on this day, and they want to bring up different reasons as to why they're doing it or justifying it, stay away from that friend. They don't respect you. I'm sorry. When you tell a friend that you don't like something, it's not up for debate. It's not up for a discussion. It's not up for an argument. If I'm telling you not to do something, don't do it. I don't understand why people don't understand that. Like, I don't understand why people don't have no respect for people when they say, hey, I don't like how you did ABCD, and then they want to come with rebuttals about how they felt like you did something else the other day, but they didn't address you. Okay, baby, if you didn't address me, then you didn't address me, but I'm addressing you, and I'm telling you I don't like it. So it's not meant for you to now come down and A, do it again knowing that I don't like it, or B, have a debate with me as to why you did it. It's not up for debate. If that friend cannot respect your beliefs, if that friend cannot respect your morals, your value, what you like what you feel like you know, surround your moral compass, then that does not need to be your friend. Now, I'm not saying that your friend needs to respect your beliefs as far and go as far and convert to your beliefs. You don't have to do what I'm doing. Just respect what I'm doing. It's that simple. And honestly, like, these are like, you know, all these examples that I'm saying of stay away from this friend, stay away from that friend. This one right here about staying away from friends that don't respect your beliefs or your values. If you're dealing with a friend that doesn't respect your beliefs or your values, that person doesn't like you. Because the main purpose of being with a friend is to like how can I describe? The main purpose of having a friend is to love what comes with having that said friend. You know what I mean? To love and embrace what comes with having that said friend. You might not agree with what they believe in. You might not agree with, like, as long as your values are not, you like to, you know, kill people and shit like that. Like, if you have normal values that she might not agree with, she should still respect it. If you have boundaries that you have, it don't matter if the boundaries don't make sense to her. It don't matter if her other friends don't have those type of boundaries. I have those type of boundaries. Don't do it around me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And the very, 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 very last one. Oh my goodness, the very last one. Stay away from the negative Nancy. This friend always had bad news. She never had good news. And when somebody have good news, she converts it into bad news. You can come with a new guy. You can be telling her that you met this new guy. He's done this for you. He's done that. Da da da. This and that. And she literally has to just say, oh, you need to be careful. Do you remember what happened with such and such? For example, have you guys watched Love is Blind? The newest season that just came out. You guys remember when Micah introduced Paul to Shelby and how Shelby was being negative from the beginning? Like, Paul hadn't even really done much yet for Shelby to be acting the way she was acting with him. She was being negative AF. She even went as far as to start crying at the simple fact that, you know, like, she was just doing too much. Like, she was doing too much. She was being negative. She did not say not one positive thing about it. Stay away from that type of friend. Because that type of friend does not want to see you win. That type of friend just likes being negative. Every time that you bring in good news, she got bad news. You bring in three good news, she got 10 bad news for you. You telling her about a new guy you talking to, she telling you that he might do what your old guy did to you. You telling her that you got a raise, she telling you, oh, didn't you say you was gonna quit that job yesterday? You said that job wasn't good. They never able to really celebrate you. Always gonna tell you the negative that might come with what you got going on in your situation. They're never able to tell you good news. They're always gonna come with negativity. They're always gonna come with gossip. They're always gonna come with bad things. It's never gonna be a, oh, like, you know, this happened to me today and I'm so happy. It's always gonna be something negative. That trauma dumping shit. And I know some people get mad when people say, you know, if you do not like for people to trauma dump, that shows that, you know, you lack self-awareness of other people. No, it's a reason why trauma dumping is a word. There's certain people that trauma dump for negativity. You don't want to deal with a friend that is always trauma dumping on you and always telling you negative things. You know why? Because that begins when you're dealing with a friend that is always saying negative things, always giving you negative news, begins to mess up your aura. It begins to mess up your energy. And before you know it, if you are not self-aware, you become negative. You start always saying bad news. You start always saying negative things. You become the negative Nancy. And then you and her start feeding off of each other. And when you go around other people that are not negative and then you become negative and you're always saying negative things about things, you always have a negative opinion, you always want to be on the opposing end, people gonna be looking at you like, what happened to her? Like, she's mad negative. But you don't even notice that you became negative because you hanging around this one here. Always got something negative to say. You don't always have to be on the opposite end. You don't always have to have an opposite opinion from what everybody else have. You just want to be disruptive at this point, if that's the case. You can sometimes agree to disagree. You can sometimes agree. You can sometimes come with good news. So yeah, y'all, that's it. Like, that's the ending of the video. Those are the 5 type of friends to stay away from. Like I said in the other video that I'm leaving in the description box down below, y'all should definitely check it out. If I said any of these 5 things and it resonates with your friend, what are you doing? What are you doing? cut them off. Let them go. Say adios, amigos. Cut them off. Cut them off. Like, cut them off. You can't be friends with a narcissist. You can't be friends with a stingy person. You cannot be friends with somebody who don't respect your beliefs. Yeah, I know in the other video I said, you know, you might not be able to cut them off. These ones, you gotta let them go. At the very least, if you're not gonna let them go, let them know what they're doing. If you let them know what they're doing is wrong and they don't fix it, cut them off. It's that simple. Anybody can get cut off in this life. Anybody.